Hi Nana, good morning. We learnt about tautomerism. Now we are going to learn about the next type of isomerism known as conformational isomerism. Conformational isomerism is a part of stereoisomerism or else space isomerism. Stereoisomerism is classified into two types: conformational isomerism and configurational isomerism. So first we will learn about conformational isomerism. After that we will learn about configuration isomerism. So what is conformational isomerism? Conformational isomerism. The isomers which have different spatial arrangement of atoms or groups. The isomers which have different spatial arrangement of atoms or groups and which are formed due to rotation of single bond are called conformational isomers. So I will explain you the meaning of this one. They have same molecular formula. So isomers, they have same molecular formula, same connectivity of atoms, but these atoms are differently arranged in the three-dimensional space. They have same physical and chemical properties. All the conformational isomers have same physical and chemical properties. They are also called as conformations. Conformational isomers are called as conformations. All conformations have same physical and chemical properties. They cannot be isolated because they interconvert rapidly. One conformation will convert into another conformation very rapidly, so that they cannot be isolated. Okay, these conformations are detected spectroscopically. Their existence can be detected spectroscopically. We cannot isolate them. So for conformations to exist, that means for the existence of conformations, there must be two polyvalent atoms. There must be two polyvalent atoms connected by a single bond. Example, ethane. So we'll discuss now. If you take ethane, what is the formula of ethane? C2H6. There are two carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. Every carbon, it is connected with 3 hydrogen atoms. Every carbon, it is connected with 3 hydrogen atoms. CH3. So the structure of ethane looks like this. So now this is a polyvalent atom and this is another polyvalent atom. So that means there must be two polyvalent atoms. What is the meaning of polyvalent? So which can form more than one bond are said to be polyvalent atoms. So here these two are the polyvalent atoms. They are connected by single bond. These two atoms are connected by single bond. Okay. See what happens. See, due to rotation of single bond, see here the bond between carbon and carbon, so it can rotate easily, freely. It can rotate. It can rotate freely. Not a restricted rotation. Somewhat freely the bond can be rotated. So when this bond is rotated, what happens? For example, let us assume this is the first carbon and this is the second carbon, and between these two carbons there is a bond. So on the first carbon 3 hydrogens are like this, let us assume, and even on the second carbon also the 3 hydrogens are arranged like this. Okay, so this carbon with 3 hydrogens and this carbon with 3 hydrogens. So now we are viewing. So actually this is the bond. So now we are seeing from here. So that means this carbon is behind this carbon. Let us assume. So it is straight line like this. So this carbon is behind this carbon. What happens? So fix this carbon, and this carbon atom can be rotated, because this single bond, as there is a single bond, so single bond will allow the rotation of the atoms. So what happens? So now simply by fixing the front carbon, the rear carbon, that means backside carbon, simply just you rotate a bit, so that what happens? So this hydrogen will move a bit here, this hydrogen will move a bit, so and this will move a bit here. Okay, or else rotate in any direction. Suppose this is the carbon, and here after rotation I got the arrangement of atoms like this. So that means here in this molecule, the arrangement of a spatial arrangement means the arrangement of atoms in the available three-dimensional space is said to be a spatial arrangement. So here the spatial arrangement are different. Spatial arrangement of this carbon and hydrogen are different in this molecule when compared to this. See, these two are said to be conformations, or else conformational isomers. Why? Because the isomers which have different spatial arrangements, they have same connectivity. See, this carbon is connected with the 3 hydrogen atoms, this carbon is also connected with 3 hydrogen atoms. In this molecule also the same arrangement is present. The connectivity is same. Okay, but these two are having different spatial arrangements. Okay, due to they are having different spatial arrangements, okay, of atoms. These are which are formed due to rotation of a single bond. So as these two are having different spatial arrangement of atoms, okay, which are formed due to rotation along a single bond, hence these two are said to be conformational isomers. These two isomers cannot be isolated from each other. Okay, see, by fixing the front carbon, so back carbon just you may rotate with any angle. In any angle you may rotate. Okay, so suppose if you just rotate a bit, you will get some another type of spatial arrangement. If you still rotate, you will get another type of spatial arrangement. If you still rotate, if you keep on rotating, the spatial arrangement of atoms will keep on changing. That means so many conformational isomers are possible, okay, due to the rotation of atoms around the single bond. Along the single bond, if atoms are rotated, you will get some infinity number of conformational isomers can be obtained. Okay, but all conformational isomers are not that much prominent. The most important conformational isomers we will discuss now. Okay. So in order to discuss about the conformational isomers, so we have to know certain projection, or else different types of arrangement of atoms. So different types of arrangement of atoms are there. So one is Sahar's projection, Newman projection, so etc. So these two are the major important types of arrangement of atoms. Representation of molecules. Okay, structural representation of molecules can be done in several ways. One is by Sahar's projection, and another one is by Newman projection. So we will learn those things now. So first we will see Sahar's projection. Sahar's projection. So this is called as Sahar's projection. The representation of molecule, so with the help of lines, with the help of atoms, and bonds are represented in the form of lines, and the bonds are represented in the form of lines. So such type of representation is said to be Sahar's representation or Sahar's projection. Sahar's projection. Okay, Sahar's projection. Right. Next, Newman projection. Newman projection. Another type of projection is said to be Newman projection. See, in Sahar's projection, suppose generally it is denoted with a slant line, okay, and this is one carbon, this is another carbon. So now I am writing ethane molecule by Sahar's projection, okay, in the form of Sahar's projection. So these two are carbon atoms, and there is a single bond between these two carbon atoms. So this is one carbon, this is another carbon, single bond between them, and this carbon is having 3 hydrogens. So 3 hydrogens like this, and even this carbon is also having 3 hydrogens. So like this. So this carbon is behind this carbon. So this is front carbon, and this is back carbon. So we are viewing. This is our eye. Okay, as we are viewing in this direction. So what happens? So this carbon will hide this carbon. So this hydrogen. So this behind this line will be, and behind this line will be, and behind this line will be. So that means we can see only if you see in this direction. So exactly behind this carbon, and behind this line this bond. So like this, such type of arrangement is present. So such type of arrangement is said to be eclipse. Eclipsed, or else simply eclipse arrangement. Another type of arrangement. So this is our eye. So we are weaving through this carbon. Another type of arrangement, we can write so many, because here just you keep this one like this only. Just you rotate this one, rotate this atom, this carbon atom. When it is rotated, what happens? So you'll get different types of arrangements. So here so mainly two prominent types of arrangement are seen. Okay, mainly two types of arrangements are seen in ethane molecule. Okay, what are those two types of arrangement? So here it is inverted Y. This is also inverted Y. Here it is inverted Y, and here I am writing Y vertically Y. So this structure is obtained from this structure due to the rotation of this atom around the single bond. So this bond can easily can be rotated, as it is a single bond. If it is double bond, then rotation of bond is not possible, because here this is sp3 hybridized carbon, and even this is also sp3 hybridized carbon. So sp3 orbitals are overlapped. So cylindrical symmetry of electrons is present. So around the cylindrical symmetry of electrons, the rotation of bond is possible. Suppose if there is a double bond, then it is difficult. Okay, so this is a single bond only. So rotation of atoms is possible. So now this type of arrangement is said to be staggered arrangement. Staggered, STAGGARD. Okay, such type of arrangement is said to be staggered arrangement. And between these two arrangements, so here this hydrogen, it is rotated through 180 degrees. After rotation through 180 degrees, we got this arrangement. 180 degrees of rotation has occurred. Okay, so here we got staggered. Suppose if this hydrogen is rotated only 1 degree or 2 degree or 3 degrees or else some other degrees, so you will get some other conformations. Okay, so all those are also conformations. They are said to be skew form. They are said to be skew form. Okay, so these two are important forms of ethane. Okay, in ethane molecule, so eclipse form and staggered form are most prominent, and other conformations, several infinity number. So many isomers are possible, because so many rotations, so many angles are possible. As so many rotations are possible, so those many conformations are possible. So all other conformations are said to be skew forms. Skew forms are also skew conformations. Skew conformations. The same ethane molecule can be projected by can be represented by Newman projection. In Newman projection, so these two are the carbon atoms. The first carbon atom, it is denoted by a dot, and the behind carbon atom, the next carbon atom which is connected to this one, so it is denoted by a circle like this, a sphere or circle. So that means this one is denoted by dot and this one is denoted by a circle. Okay, so in this Newman projection, so here three bonds are emanating. So 3 bonds are emanating from this one, or else 3 lines are emanating. 3 lines which are emanating on the first carbon, front carbon, or else front carbon. This is front carbon. So 3 lines are emanating. So they are represented like this. And the lines which are emanating on this carbon, so this carbon is represented by a circle, and the lines which are emanating or else emerging from this carbon, or else the bonds which are emerging from this carbon, so they are represented like this. Okay, they are represented from the circumference of the circle, so like this. Okay, so this is hydrogen atom, and hydrogen atom are the front carbon, and this is hydrogen of rare carbon. Rare means backside. Rare carbon, REAR. This is front carbon. And this is what? This is rare carbon. Rare atom or else rare carbon. So if you represent the ethane molecule like this, okay, so by using a dot and a circle and lines, and the lines or else the bond, these lines are nothing but bonds. So the bonds of front atom are represented completely, okay, from the center, and the bonds of the rear atom or else backside atom, so they are represented from they are shown from the circumference only. Okay, so like this the representation. So such here it is called as eclipsed. It is called as eclipsed conformation. It is called as eclipsed conformation. Okay, Newman eclipsed conformation, and staggered eclipsed conformation also can be drawn. So staggered eclipsed conformation. So again here also a dot and a circle. Dot represents front carbon and the circle represents rear carbon, that means back carbon. Okay, so now I'm keeping the first carbon as it is, the bonds of first carbon as it is. I'm not rotating the first carbon. I am fixing the first carbon. So like this only. Okay, now I am fixing the first carbon and the back carbon. So I am fixing the position of the hydrogen atom like this, and back carbon I am rotating 180 degrees if I rotate. So what happened? This hydrogen, so this hydrogen will come down. So like this. This hydrogen, backside hydrogen. So this will come down like this. And this hydrogen will move here. Okay. This hydrogen will come here. This will, this will come here. This will come here. This will come here, and this will move here. Now it is called as staggered Newman projection. This is called as staggered form of Newman projection. Staggered. So staggered form of. So now we learn some other term known as dihedral angle. Dihedral angle is also called as a torsional angle. Torsional angle. The angle of torsion, which is dihedral angle, is the angle between, see, look here, suppose we have seen in the previous case ethane, we have seen. So what happened? So this is changed, this is turned. Suppose I am taking this one, I am removing these things. Like this I have taken. Okay. So here let us assume this X atom X, this atom Y. Okay. See. So suppose if I draw this one as open book. When a book is open, so it appears to be like this. When a book is opened, it appears to be like this. So it is having two planes. This is one plane and this is another plane. So it appears to be like this. There are two planes. So one plane is said to be XCC plane. XCC plane. And another plane is CCY plane. Okay, CCY plane. CCY plane. So now the angle between these two planes, angle between XCC plane and CCY plane. So that angle is said to be dihedral angle. Or else angle of torsion, the angle of torsion, or simply torsional angle we may call it is. So it is a dihedral angle, and it is an angle between the XCC and the XCCY planes as shown in the diagram. See, angle between the XCC and the CCY plane, okay, it keep on changes when this bond is rotated. When this bond if it is rotated, when a single bond rotates, what happens? So the angle between the planes changes. So that angle is said to be dihedral angle. For example, if I take in the previous case, so this is the arrangement of ethane in the eclipse form. Suppose if I fix this atom and I will rotate this atom along the bond. So suppose I have rotated in this direction to 1 or 2 degrees. So what happens? So this bond, instead of from here, it is moved here, it is rotated here, and this bond actually it should be here. So it is rotated here, and here this bond should be somewhere, and it is rotated to here. So before the rotation, so now before in the previous case, so the bond was here. So now the angle between this one and this one, these two bonds, okay, what is happened? So it was 0. In eclipse form, the dihedral angle is 0. But what happened when it is rotated? So this is moved a bit. So now the dihedral angle, it is not 0. It is changed to some value 1 or 2 or 3, so like that. Okay. So now due to the rotation, so simply we can understand that due to the rotation of the atoms, the dihedral angle will keep on changing. Suppose so this bond, if it comes here, and this bond if it comes here, and this bond if it comes here, what happens? So now the angle between this hydrogen and this hydrogen, so now the dihedral angle between these two hydrogen these two hydrogen atoms is 180, because actually it was here somewhere. So behind this bond it is there, but it has rotated through 180 degrees. So now the dihedral angle between these two, this bond and this bond is said to be 180. See, actually bond between carbon and hydrogen, the bond between carbon and hydrogen is nothing but what? It is electron density only. It is nothing but what? Electron density. The electron density. So the electron density, what is happening here? It is rotated. This electron density I have fixed here. This electron density I have rotated through certain angle. So what happened due to this? The distance between these two increases. The distance between this hydrogen and this hydrogen is increased. So the dihedral angle will change the distance between the angles, between the atoms. Dihedral angle will change the distance between the atoms. Okay. So that is called as a dihedral angle, or else a torsional angle. Now we will learn different types of conformational isomers. Conformational isomerism in open chain as well as in closed chains we will learn. So conformational isomerism can be classified into two types. Open chain system, and another one is it is closed chain. See this a closed chain. So here actually they are called as cycloalkanes. In cycloalkanes only you will find this cycloalkanes, and these are alkanes and cycloalkanes. Okay, see, we have seen the conformation for so here in open chain system we will learn about the conformations of, we will learn some conformations related to ethane, some conformation related to butane. We will learn about ethane, butane, okay, glycerol and related related conformations. And 1,2 dihaloethanes we will learn all this, and we will learn propanol, butane, ethane, butane, propanol. Okay, we learn propanol. Right, propanol. So first we will start from ethane. Already we have seen the conformational isomerism in ethane, how it is. See, in ethane already we have seen two ethane exists. So in ethane, so first we will learn about ethane. The conformation in which a torsional angle is 0 is said to be eclipsed. So here, so this is front carbon, this is back carbon. Ethane means C2H6. There are only two carbon atoms, and each carbon is attached with 3 hydrogen atoms. So these are the hydrogens of back carbon atom. Okay, see, first I will draw eclipse form. Eclipse form means actually, so this should be the back hydrogen. So this is bond hydrogen of first front carbon. Exactly behind this bond, the bond of the bond back, the another hydrogen related to back carbon. It is forming bond with the back or else a rare carbon, and behind this also. Actually this is present exactly behind this one. This is present exactly behind this one. So like this. Now it is said to be eclipsed form. So now the dihedral angle between this hydrogen atom and this hydrogen atom, or else between this bond and this bond, the dihedral angle is 0 degrees. 0 degrees dihedral angle. Suppose if I rotate it by 60 degrees, what happens? Hydrogen. So these three are hydrogens related to front carbon. So upon rotation of 60 degrees back carbon, if I rotate 60 degrees, what happens? So now the dihedral angle has become 60 degrees. Dihedral angle is 60 degrees. One more 60 degrees I have rotated. Now what happened? One more 60 means total 180. Sorry, total 120. So these are front hydrogens and these are the back hydrogen. So actually this bond, it was here. This has come here through one more 60 degrees. So altogether, so actually this hydrogen was present here, but after angle of 120 degrees, so it came here. So now the dihedral angle is 120. So now the angle between this one and this one is 120 degrees. Dihedral angle. If I rotate 60 more degrees, then what happens? I will get a structure like this. Okay, now hydrogen. This hydrogen has moved here. So these are the hydrogens related to back carbon. So these are the hydrogens related to front carbon. So now the dihedral angle is 180 degrees. One more 60. Now it will become 60. 240 it will become. $240 degrees angle. See, actually this hydrogen, so this is this hydrogen. Okay, this hydrogen. So this hydrogen has moved and finally came here like this. So through through 240 degrees of rotation, dihedral angle is now Now the angle between this one, so it is now it has rotated through 240 degrees rotation. That means the torsional angle is 240. And one more 60. So that means it will become 300. The hydrogen atom, after moving 300 degrees of torsional angle or else dihedral angle, it appears to be the molecule, the structure appears to be like this. So after rotation of 300 degrees and after 60 more, you will get the same structure, 0 degrees structure you will get. See, in all these structures, in this structure, this structure and even this structure, they are said to be eclipsed structures. Why? Because this bond is exactly present behind this bond. Sorry, this bond is present exactly behind this bond. In all the cases, so one bond it is behind another bond exactly. Such structures are said to be eclipsed structures. So we are learning about ethane conformations in ethane. So we will learn about all these things later. So in ethane, if you see the conformations in which a torsional angle is 0 degrees or 120 degrees, okay, or 240 degrees, okay, so these are called as eclipsed. These are all called as eclipsed conformations. Okay, these are called as eclipsed conformations. Next is 60 degrees, 180 degrees and 300 degrees. 60 degrees or 180 degrees or 300 degrees. Okay. It is called as staggered conformation. They are called as staggered conformation. Staggered conformations. So there are only two types of conformations. Generally we see in ethane. One is eclipsed and another one is staggered conformation. See, I have drawn only Newman projection. We can draw even Sahar's projection also. So, but I have used only Newman projection here. Okay. See, any conformation other than eclipsed and staggered, any conformation. So here only 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 180 degrees, 240 degrees and 300 degrees rotation I have shown. So there may be other rotations also. We may rotate the back carbon through any degrees. Okay, during those rotations. So any conformation other than staggered and eclipse, they are called as skew conformations. Skew conformations. Skew conformations. Skew conformations. That means all other conformations other than eclipsed and staggered conformations are said to be skew conformations. So these two conformations are said to be extreme conformations, and all other conformations, they are normal conformations. They are simply called as skew conformations. There are infinite number skew conformations. All conformations are there are infinite number of conformations. Okay, so that means infinite number of conformations are possible for ethane. The most stable conformation of ethane is staggered conformation. So this is the most stable conformation of ethane. Staggered conformation is the most stable conformation of ethane. Why? Why? What is the reason? Because here actually repulsion is less. See, if these two are placed one behind another, so here these two bonds, carbon, hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen. So if this bond is placed another behind another bond, so what is happening? A bond is nothing but electron density. See, there is a repulsion between these two bonds, electron density of the two bonds. These are negative cloud and this also a negative cloud. So both two negative clouds will repel each other. So that means in this conformation, so there is there are repulsions between the bonds. Hence, due to the repulsions, the molecule or the structure remains less stable or else unstable. As it is unstable, due to repulsion, it is unstable. But here, there are no such repulsions because this bond is placed far away from this bond through 180 degrees. So here these two bonds are far away from each other. So that what happened? The repulsion is minimized, and this is said to be the most stable form, the most stable structure. The most stable conformation of ethane is the staggered conformation, and the least stable structure is eclipsed. Eclipsed conformations are least stable and staggered conformations are most stable, because in eclipse conformation you will find a torsional strain. What is the meaning of torsional strain? So the repulsion between the bonds, the electrons, okay, the electrons of adjacent bonds, the repulsion between the electrons of the electron clouds of the adjacent bonds is said to be torsional strain. It is said to be torsional strain. Okay, due to the torsional strain, what is torsional strain? The repulsion between the adjacent bonds, electron clouds of the adjacent bonds is said to be torsional strain. So due to the torsional strain, what happens? The eclipse form is least stable. Okay, hence the staggered form is the is the most stable form of ethane molecule. See, there is a energy difference between staggered and this one, or eclipsed form. There is an energy difference because this is least stable and this is most stable. Always most stable form will have least energy, and least stable form will have more energy. So eclipse form will have more energy and staggered form will have least energy. So if I draw the diagram, if I show the diagram by energy wise diagram, so this is dihedral angle along the x-axis, dihedral angle or else torsional angle. Dihedral angle. Torsional strain is different. Torsional strain is different from torsional angle. Dihedral angle is called as torsional angle. Dihedral angle 0, 60, 20, 120 and so on. So 0 degrees, 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 180 degrees, 180 degrees, okay, 240 degrees, like this. So along x-axis I have shown the dihedral angle, and along the y-axis energy, potential energy of these different forms. Potential energy. P means potential energy. Potential energy. potential energy. If I draw the diagrams of these two, so here this will 0 at 0 degrees centigrade, at 0 degrees angle, so the molecule will it is in eclipsed form, hence it possesses more energy, so potential energy more. So next one is at 60 degrees, so least potential energy, and again here eclipse, more potential energy. So that means if I draw a diagram like this, I'll get the diagram like this. So this is 0, this is 60, this is 120, and this is 180. degrees. Here it is 240 degrees, and here it is 300 degrees. See, look here, all of these, they have minimum energy, and these are having maximum energy. Okay. See, one thing we have to learn is, now the energy difference between the, so this is maximum energy and this is minimum energy. So here these are staggered structures and this is eclipsed structure. So there is an energy difference between these two. The energy difference between the staggered conformations and eclipsed conformation in ethane molecule, it is 12 kilojoules. This number is important. See, 12 kilojoule per mole. It is 12 kilojoule per mole. The difference between the most stable and least stable conformations of ethane is 12 kilojoules. It is 12 kilojoules per mole, and that energy difference is said to be, it is said to be rotational barrier, rotational, due to rotation, rotational barrier. Barrier means energy difference. Rotational barrier. That means here this how this energy difference is occurred, because due to the rotation, due to the back carbon is rotated through 60 degrees, one more 60 like this. So due to the rotation of the atoms along a single bond, what happens? So the energy difference has occurred. So if you take the energy difference between the least energy conformation and highest energy conformation, so the difference between the least energy conformation and highest energy conformation, so the energy difference is said to be rotational barrier. Okay, rotational barrier, and it is said to be 12 kilojoule in ethane molecule. So it changes from molecule to molecule. Particularly in ethane molecule, it is 12 kilojoules per mole. The energy difference between the most stable conformation, this is the most stable conformation, okay, and the least stable conformation is said to be kilojoule. It is said to be 12 kilojoule per mole. The low stability of eclipse form is due to torsional strain. Why it is low stable? Why it is having more energy? Because of torsional strain. What is torsional strain? Torsional strain means, so this is one bond, this is adjacent bond. So this between the adjacent two bonds, so there will be repulsion between the electron densities of two adjacent bonds, and that repulsion is said to be torsional strain. Okay, due to torsional strain, so this will be unstable form and will have more energy. So like this we can learn. At ordinary temperatures, if you take at ordinary temperatures, enough rotational energy is present for the ethane molecule. Ordinary temperatures, so this ethane molecule will have its own, enough rotational energy. It possesses some energy, some rotational energy, and due to this So that means at ordinary temperature only that ethane molecule will keep. So suppose this is first carbon and this is last second carbon as behind carbon. So what happens? Under normal temperature, at ordinary temperature only, this molecule will keep on changing. This molecule will keep on rotating. That means so many conformations are formed. Okay, that means due to here rapidly it rotates. So first carbon, the atoms of first carbon, if it is fixed, the atoms of second carbon will move. So don't think that only back carbon will rotate. So we may fix front carbon, we may rotate front carbon by fixing back carbon also. Okay, don't think that only back carbon will rotate. So even this carbon and this carbon both will keep on rotating. So in order to understand the structure, so simply I am fixing one carbon and rotating the other carbon. So both the carbon will keep on rotating. At ordinary temperatures, enough rotation energy is present for ethane molecule. Hence, rapidly they rotate. I mean, the atoms will rotate rapidly along a single bond. But here, in this structure, it spends some time. But here in this structure, in this form, that ethane molecule cannot spend time because it is unstable due to repulsion between these two bonds. The molecule does not want to remain for longer time. Immediately it will turn. Suppose after rotating, if it feels some stable form, it will stay for some time in that stable form, and after that again it will rotate. If it feels it is unstable form, immediately it rotates. So like this. Okay, so that means the rotation is still it spends some time near the form which is more stable, or else which is having minimum energy. Suppose if hydrogen is replaced by some other groups like methane, if hydrogen is replaced by some other group like methane, what happens? So groups larger than hydrogen cause larger barriers. So what happens here? Repulsion will take place. So this between hydrogen here the repulsion between these bonds. Okay, the repulsion between the bonds, the electrons of the bonds as well as the electrons of the atoms also. Now because this is large size group, so here what happens? So this carbon is having 3 hydrogens. So in the given space all these atoms should be accommodated. So what happens? There will be competition for space. So this carbon and along with the 3 hydrogen atoms will try to occupy more space. Now due to this what happens? These atoms will show some repulsion on the hydrogen atom of this bond. Due to this what happens? So repulsion starts between the atoms. Repulsion starts between the atoms. That sort of repulsion, okay, that sort of repulsion is said to be, van der Waals strain. Van der Waals strain. Van der Waals strain occurs. Under which condition van der Waals strain occurs? Van der Waals strain means again there is some pressure on these atoms, because so these atoms will repel this group of atoms, and this group of atoms will repel this atom. So that means a strain will develop. That means here when hydrogen is replaced by some other groups, what happens? Groups larger than hydrogen cause larger barriers. So as a result of this one, what happens? So here this will become more unstable. So if hydrogen is present, this is, suppose if it is hydrogen, it is having some repulsion between these bonds at 0 degrees dihedral angle. But suppose if it is replaced by some other large size groups like methyl or else any other groups, what happens? So additional to Additional to the torsional strain, even van der Waals strain also will start. Okay, so what happens? So here its energy will still increases. That means it becomes still unstable, because two types of strains are developed on it. Okay, two types of strains are developed on it. Torsional strain and van der Waals strain. What is van der Waals strain? So the repulsion, due to the repulsion between the atoms. Due to the repulsion between the atoms, the strain developed is, or else the instability developed due to the repulsion is said to be van der Waals strain. Okay. So now two types of strains are present. So its stability still decreases. Its energy still increases. Now what happens? As its energy increases due to the presence of methyl group, so what happens? Its energy still increases. So now the barrier, what happens? The barrier, this is called as energy barrier. So before that, when hydrogen is present, so it was only this much barrier. But when hydrogen is replaced by methyl group, what happens? The barrier is increased. The energy, because the instability of the molecule will increase, or else the instability of the conformation is increased. That means its energy increases. Whenever instability increases, its energy increases. So that means its energy, instead of here, it will be here. So now its energy is increased. Now the barrier, the distance, the energy gap, okay, the energy difference or else energy gap between the most stable conformation and least stable conformation, now it is increased from 12 to some other value, some higher value. That means groups larger than hydrogen cause larger barriers, larger rotational barriers, or else larger energy barriers. When the barriers are large enough, as in the case of suitable substituent, here hydrogen is substituted by methyl group. So here substituted ethane it is now. It is called, actually here there are 3 carbons, it should be called as propane, but propane in conformational isomerism we have to call it as substituted ethane, not propane. We have to consider it as substituted ethane. So methyl group is substituted. Hydrogen is substituted by methyl group. So now now it has become propane. Propane should be called as substituted ethane. So now what happens? Here, in this case, the barrier increased. The barrier is increased. So now we will learn about the other things in the next class.